Hey guys, Beery here. Just wanted to give you kind of a quick storyline of North Pointe Villas. So 2-3 weeks ago, I get a call from Crescent Sky, who's the owner of 67 of the 91 units. Now I sold these units back to them in 2019, so it was awesome to get the call from them. Now Crescent Sky is an asset management firm in New York, and one of the principals is a former Lehman Brothers guy that oversaw the entire US securitized products division. Now I tell you this because that's the caliber of buyer that is buying this kind of asset.
Damn.
So soon after talking to them about the 67 units, the idea came around of, gosh, it would sure be awesome if we could get all 91 units to sell. Now, if you're a broker watching this or a buyer, investor, whatever it is, you know it's impossible to ever gather together all the owners of all the assets or all the units in a condo, busted condo, or an HOA. Today, it's different.
Freaking excited!
So I started thinking to myself, what's the debt look like on this if we can get all 91 units together? Because before I call the other 3 owners, I want to have my game together. So I called my boy Garrett Firestein over at Marcus and Millichat Capital Division and said, hey, what does the debt look like on something like this? I get him the numbers, the financials, he runs it through his model. He's like, Beau, this qualifies for 100% mission-driven agency debt, which basically means lower rates and a little bit higher loan to value. So I'm like, all right, we got something going here.
Yeah!
So I asked him, I'm like, do we have to shut down the HOA before we close? And he said, no. He said, as long as you're buying all 91 units, you can do the HOA shutdown after closing if you want. Okay, so then I started thinking about insurance. What does insurance look like? Right now there's insurance policies on 91 different units, and you got the HOA insurance, and all that's gonna go away. So I called my guys Micah Maddox and Banks over at Real Protect. All they do is multifamily insurance. He ran some of the numbers through his model, and the insurance came back as you see in the offering package, which was right in line with what regular apartment complexes would be. So I'm like, all right, this is getting good, this is getting good. Okay, so next, what are you thinking? Property taxes, right? Because right now you got 91 individual tax parcels that are being taxed. What's the taxes gonna be like after a sale like this? Well, the best in the business is real advice, right? So I call up my buddy Todd Jones, and if you don't know this, property taxes can't be taxed on the intangibles part of real estate. Todd Jones is an expert at separating intangibles. He's run this asset through his model and has been able to come up with substantial savings on the property taxes post-sale. Make sure you look at that information in the package.
Nice.
All right, so the last component, I'm thinking, how do you do the HOA thing? How do you get rid of the HOA? How do you get all the parcels on one parcel? How do you dissolve correctly? We need an attorney. One of the top real estate attorneys in town is John Roscoe, who's familiar with this asset and now has all the association documents. He is ready to talk to the winning buyer on how to dissolve that. It's no problem, it's pretty easy. You can get all the parcels on one parcel and he can take care of that. You'll have his information when it's ready. Okay, so now I'm ready to go to the other 3 owners. I have firepower to go to them to convince them why it's smart to go ahead and join their units together. So I said there's a 67 unit owner that's Crescent Sky. You got a 16 unit owner, which is AMJ. Then you got 2 4-unit owners, which are private owners. So I go to AMJ Group first because AMJ Group is a phenomenal investment company with holdings all over the US. They're also developers, office, retail, multifamily, they have hospitality. AMJ Group manages their 16 units, also manages all the rest of the units. They manage all 91 units and they manage the HOA. And they would love to stay on and manage all 91 units for the new owner. I wanted to go to AMJ because I know they had access to the other 2 owners. I sell the story of how we can get better financing if we sell together, better insurance, better taxes. He was on board, he sold it to the other 2 owners. Now we have 4 listing agreements, we have a price, and we're going to market with something that almost never gets accomplished when you have a full HOA, all single family attached residences ready to go to become one apartment complex for you.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
By the way, AMJ Group has owned their 16 units since the late 1990s, and if the caliber of investment company that AMJ has invested in a property like this, you know it's good, and has owned it for 30-something years. In addition, the 2 other smaller owners of the 4 units each, they've owned theirs since almost new construction. That tells a lot about the quality of these assets and the location. And best of all, I, the broker, have underwritten this asset and priced it just like you do. I'm using current rent rolls, T12 on the expenses, reset property taxes, new insurance quote, new debt quote. Everything is wrapped up in a nice little ball with the returns you like to see: year 1, year 2, 5-year hold, the IRRs you want to see, the equity multiple. It's all in the package there. The financials will be available to you after a signed confidentiality agreement. In addition, please pay attention within the marketing package on the qualifications you need to provide to me, if I don't already have it, on touring and offering. As you've seen in the package, 80% of these units have been fully renovated top to bottom, and about 80% of the roofs have been replaced since 2018. But what's really cool is there's no competition on the rentals. It's why they always stay so full. With the exception of some quadruplexes and duplexes, some little dinky rentals, a stone's throw away, there are no major apartment complexes that are of competition. And lastly, the location is exploding around there. The shopping center in front has been revitalized in the last 8 or 10 years. A number of out parcels have come out. The farmers market has moved there. Super Walmart just built there in the last decade. Home Depot right down the road, and it goes on and on and on. Once you've gone through all the financials and read through the materials and have questions, feel free to reach out to me. There will be a call for offers in the future, probably within a few weeks, and I'll make that announcement. Happy buying.